That is a really big job, getting Jews to return to God. The time to do so is very short. And so when you get in the way of that, which then determines the successful fulfillment of Pesach, not Pesach, of Shabua, Teruah, Kippurim, and Sukkah, God really takes a dim view of it. The last time this occurred, we were drawn to Numbers 12, which is purely prophetic of what we have endured. And I explained exactly how this psychopath went after my wife and then claimed that she too spoke for God. And I shared God's response, which is, hell no, you don't. And by the way, you're now stricken with leprosy and you're excluded from the family and you were divorced. And then she poked her head up again and God says, well, there's another chapter in Numbers. Why don't you turn back the page? And this is what I wrote about it. And it's Numbers 11, where the Moshe was so frustrated by those that Yahweh was trying to include in the covenant that he finally says, I give up on myself. I give up on you, Yahweh, and I give up on these people. This job is impossible. I want nothing to do with it. And then Yahweh says, yeah, you're right. They're impossible. And you're correct. They cannot be reasoned with. Same situation we're dealing with. But I got a couple of guys. And these are a couple of guys. And with this couple of guys, we'll get the job done. One of those guys happened to be Dode, Eldode, Yahweh's. The other one was my Dode, which is the right hand of Dode coming out of the sea, which speaks of a goy serving Dode, my Dode. And Yahweh says that the two guys were prophets and that they were set up to show Moshe that God would take it from here. If he got him to the promised land, God had a couple of guys that were going to make it all work out from there. And those two guys happened to be Dode and Yada. He called them prophets. I didn't call myself a prophet. I've gone all the way through this entire process referring to myself as a witness. That's what I had. God said it. I didn't say it. If you don't think that God knows what he's talking about, take it up with him. Or let's go another step further. Even though I've explained the nature of who is and who isn't a prophet, and Yahweh explains it in Devarim 18, which is that if you're a prophet, you know it because God has announced it and made it. And you're speaking in Yahweh's name. Let's just play along here for a moment. If Yahweh says that my Dode is a prophet, and speaking on behalf of Eldode, the Almighty's beloved, is there any chance that my Dode is a false prophet?
Zero.
Zero. So there you go.